For years, organizations have relied on the traditional perimeter-based security model, often referred to as the castle and moat approach. This model focuses on fortifying the network perimeter with firewalls and intrusion detection systems to keep threats at bay. However, the digital landscape has transformed dramatically, rendering this approach increasingly inadequate. The rise of mobile workforces, cloud computing, and the Internet of Things has blurred the lines of the traditional network perimeter. Threats no longer originate solely from outside the organization. Insider threats, whether malicious or accidental, pose a significant risk. The traditional security model, with its emphasis on perimeter defense, is ill-equipped to handle these evolving threat vectors. This is where the need for a new security paradigm emerges, one that adapts to the dynamic threat landscape and provides comprehensive protection from within. Zero Trust is a security framework that fundamentally shifts the approach to network security. It discards the outdated notion of implicit trust based on network location. Instead, Zero Trust operates on the principle of never trust, always verify. This means that every user, device, and network connection, regardless of location, is considered a potential threat until verified. At its core, Zero Trust is about eliminating the concept of a trusted internal network. This approach ensures that even if an attacker breaches the perimeter, their movement and access to sensitive data are severely restricted. By embracing the never trust, always verify principle, organizations can establish a more robust security posture that is better equipped to handle the complexities of today's threat landscape. Adopting a zero-trust architecture offers a multitude of benefits for organizations seeking to bolster their security posture. Secure remote work. With the rise of remote work and distributed workforces, securing access for employees outside the traditional office perimeter is paramount. ZTA enables secure access to corporate resources from any location, regardless of the user's physical presence. Minimizing cyber risks. By eliminating the concept of a trusted internal network, ZTA significantly reduces the attack surface. Meeting regulatory compliance. As data privacy regulations become increasingly stringent, organizations must comply with various standards such as GDPR, HIPAA, and PCI DSS, enabling cloud migration. Organizations are rapidly migrating their infrastructure and applications to the cloud. By embracing Zero Trust, organizations can navigate the evolving threat landscape with greater confidence and resilience. Zero Trust architecture is built upon several key components that work in unison to enforce its principles. Let's explore these pillars in detail. Identity and access management. IAM forms the foundation of ZTA, providing a centralized system for managing user identities and their access privileges. Network segmentation. ZTA emphasizes dividing the network into smaller, isolated segments. This limits the blast radius of an attack by preventing attackers from moving laterally across the network. Endpoint security. With the proliferation of devices, securing endpoints like laptops, smartphones, and tablets is crucial. Data security. Protecting sensitive data is paramount. ZTA implements data encryption, data loss prevention, and other data security measures to safeguard data at rest, in transit, and in use. Security information and event management (SIEM) systems provide centralized log management and threat intelligence. AI-powered threat detection. Artificial intelligence and machine learning play an increasingly vital role in ZTA. These components work together to create a comprehensive security framework that enforces the principles of Zero Trust, providing robust protection against modern cyber threats. Section 5. The genesis and evolution of Zero Trust. The concept of Zero Trust, while seemingly novel, has roots dating back several decades. Its evolution can be traced through various milestones and contributions. First, let's talk about the early seeds of distrust. The idea of not inherently trusting users within a network emerged in the early days of computing. Access control lists, or ACLs, and other rudimentary security measures hinted at the need for granular access management. Then, in the early 2000s, a group of security professionals formed the Jericho Forum. They advocated for a security model that moved away from perimeter-centric approaches, recognizing the limitations of traditional security in the face of evolving threats. Fast forward to 2010 when Forrester research analyst John Kindervag formally coined the term zero trust and proposed it as a new security model. Kindervag's work provided a framework for organizations to adopt a more proactive and comprehensive security approach. Over the past decade, zero trust has gained widespread industry adoption. As cyber threats become more sophisticated, zero trust provides a robust and future-proof security model for organizations to safeguard their assets and data. Section 6, Traditional Security versus Zero Trust. A paradigm shift. Traditional security and zero trust represent fundamentally different approaches to cybersecurity. Trust model. Traditional security relies on implicit trust for users and devices within the network perimeter. Zero trust, on the other hand, operates on the principle of never trust, always verify, regardless of location. Perimeter traditional security emphasizes fortifying the network perimeter. Zero trust has no concept of a trusted internal network. Access control. Traditional security often employs coarse-grained access control with broad permissions. Zero trust uses granular access controls based on user roles and device posture. Threat response. Traditional security is reactive, focusing on detecting and responding to threats after they have breached the perimeter. Zero trust is proactive, assuming breach and limiting lateral movement. This shift in paradigm is essential for organizations to effectively combat modern cyber threats. Section 7. Implementing Zero Trust. A practical roadmap. Implementing zero trust is not a one-size-fits-all endeavor. It requires a phased approach tailored to an organization's specific needs and risk profile. Here's a practical roadmap to guide the implementation process. 1. Define the scope and objectives. Start by clearly defining the scope of the zero trust implementation. Identify the critical assets, data, and applications that require the highest level of protection. 2. Conduct a risk assessment. Perform a thorough risk assessment to identify vulnerabilities, threats, and potential impact. This assessment will help prioritize security controls and allocate resources effectively. 3. Establish a strong identity foundation. Implement a robust identity and access management, or IAM system, to manage user identities, enforce strong authentication, and control access based on roles and permissions. 4. Segment the network. Divide the network into smaller, isolated segments to limit the blast radius of an attack. Implement micro-segmentation to further restrict lateral movement within the network. 5. Secure endpoints. Enforce strong endpoint security measures, including device compliance checks, endpoint detection and response, or EDR, and data loss prevention, or DLP. 6. Implement data security. Encrypt sensitive data at rest and in transit. Implement data loss prevention solutions to prevent unauthorized data exfiltration. Section 8. Zero Trust in Action. Industry-specific applications. Zero Trust has found widespread adoption across various industries due to its adaptability and effectiveness in mitigating modern threats. Let's explore some industry-specific applications. Healthcare. In healthcare, protecting sensitive patient data is paramount. Zero Trust helps secure electronic health records, medical devices, and other critical systems, ensuring compliance with HIPAA regulations. Finance. Financial institutions handle vast amounts of sensitive financial data. Zero Trust helps prevent fraud, secure online transactions, and protect customer information, complying with regulations like PCI DSS. Government agencies hold classified information and critical infrastructure. Zero Trust helps safeguard national security by securing access to sensitive data, systems, and networks. These are just a few examples of how Zero Trust is being applied across different industries to enhance security and mitigate risks. Section 9. Zero Trust, the indispensable future of cybersecurity. In today's rapidly evolving threat landscape, characterized by sophisticated cyber attacks, a distributed workforce, and the proliferation of connected devices, zero trust is no longer a luxury but an indispensable necessity. The traditional perimeter-based security model is no longer sufficient to protect organizations from the inside out. Zero trust, with its core principle of never trust, always verify, provides a robust and proactive security framework that adapts to the dynamic nature of modern threats. By adopting and implementing zero trust principles, Organizations can strengthen their security posture, protect their critical assets, and navigate the evolving threat landscape with confidence. The future of cybersecurity is zero trust.